Good morning. Welcome back to the Eldredge Fam. Today we've got kind of a lot of little things going on. Biggest thing I got to do is kind of get things put back together, get them put back together. We have got a mess to kind of clean up. Things just kind of build up over time, and today is the day that it's all coming down and hopefully gonna get kind of taken care of. It's starting off being a cleaning day, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we've been using this over the last couple of weeks, and I have absolutely loved it. It has literally been a game changer for our property, and that is the SATELLAI GPS dog collar. We have 20 acres here, and we only have a fence up by the road. We don't have our entire property fenced. Our buddy Goose, he likes to take off and disappear at times. And so we've tried other GPS collars so that we could track him, but this one does a whole lot more than just track where he's at. Out of the box, the collar is super simple to set up. It's got a magnetic charging port, also a magnetic clasp, which makes it easy to take on and off. Getting it set up through the app was super simple. I went in, put in some basic information about Goose, and I was able to set up geofences right away. One of the cool things I really like about this is we can take this with us wherever we go. Well, you guys know we go on a bunch of camping trips, fishing, all of that kind of stuff, and we're able to take this with us, and using the GPS, we can set boundaries anywhere we want. Y'all also know when we had the baby rabbits in our yard, I was able to go in and add an effect where I could put a mark out zone inside of the fence perimeter. So if you want to block off something, it's super easy to do as well. So what we are doing right now is I'm kind of walking and teaching him the boundary, I guess. So I've got the collar set up, and he's figuring out kind of where the boundary is. He should find out here pretty quick. I obviously don't want him running in the road, so I set it. There it is. Good boy. Good. I wanted to come and check and see. I couldn't tell exactly where I had set the boundary. It's obviously like halfway in the road, so I'm going to adjust that back to the driveway. And in fact, I actually want it back behind our front gate, because one of the most annoying things, and one of the things that scares me the most, is when he takes off after the mailman. Mail lady in our case, because every time she comes up, he comes running out here, running to the road. And so I want to make sure that he does not go out in the road anymore and he stays in the yard area. Thankfully, through the app, adjusting the boundaries could not be simpler. All I have to do is drag and drop the location and it adjusts it instantly. The collar has 3 different corrections. It's got tone, it's got vibration, and it's got static. Goose is static trained, so he picked it up that quick. He knew exactly what was going on. But you can also use tone and vibration if you don't want to use static. So if you guys are interested in an absolutely zero hassle way to keep your pets safe, there's no digging, there's no wires, there's no trenches, there's none of that. It's literally just set it up on your phone, put the collar on your pet, and turn them out. Then use the link down in the description with the discount code Eldredge100. The peace of mind that this brings is so worth it. So be sure to go check them out. Thanks to SATELLAI for sponsoring today's video.
Marcy's had this issue for, I don't know, 2.5 months?
No, not even. It's been like...
Since the first time I tried to turn on the heater this season, but it hasn't been a constant issue.
Yeah.
It's just been an issue.
Well, the AC died, so I thought I fixed that, and then it actually made the heat stop work. So, we don't have heat in this car, which was absolutely miserable earlier in the week when I went hunting. Marcy needed the car, so she took the truck with heat, and I took this hunting, and it was 30 degrees. It was freezing. So, I've done some research on some videos here. Basically, I got to pull out the cupboard here, pull out the glove box, just like that. Super easy. Now, the thing is I don't know if y'all remember, but I actually did replace one of the motors on here. And that is actually the motor that is giving us issues now. So funny enough, I still have the one that I took out. This was the original one that was in there. And I'm tempted to put this back in. But the way I saw it, I was like, well, I bought a new motor, so I may as well replace it, is the way I saw it. Well, clearly that was the wrong choice. But I'm 99% sure the actual problem with the car is not the heater core or anything like that, thank goodness. It's the mixing door actuator. So right now it's fully closed, which means full AC no matter what. The door isn't pivoting and opening. It isn't pivoting and opening to get us hot air at all. Plug it into the old motor and see if the old motor turns. Because if that's the case, then this will be a very, very, very easy project. And it works. So the new motor could be a dud. There is also one other issue that it could be, which would make for a much, much, much larger issue, and that's a common issue on these cars, is the mixer door will actually break off. And in order to get to it, you have to rip out the entire dashboard of the car, which I've done before in my F-150. It took all day to do, but I was able to do it. I really don't want to have to do that with this. So let's hope that the new motor, for some reason, is just a dud. I gotta remember how in the heck I even got this out, because the screws are in a pretty terrible place and kind of an absolute pain to get to. Well, at least two of them are. Well, there's one. That's the medium difficulty. All right, here comes the motor. Come on. Okay, this is brand new motor. Identical to the one that was already in there. Let's hope when I plug this in that this doesn't work. I know that's weird to say, but if this works, then that means the door actuator on the inside is broken and we have a much, much bigger issue. So fingers crossed. This is going to not work. Let's try it out. It's not working. Oh, hallelujah. Let's just double check this one here. You gotta be kidding me. Why is this not working now? Okay, there we go. I turned the car on and it works. Okay, we're going to put this one back in. I think we got the issue figured out. And it could not be in a better issue or a better issue. All right, so I had to turn the car on and get the motor to actually rotate. These are keyed motors. See if that'll focus. So the key was opposite of what it was supposed to be. Perfect. All right, that's plugged. Let's see what it does. Let's see if we got heat. All right, we got cold. And we have heat. I can't believe that. I went to fix a problem. That's why if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because, gosh, that caused me all sorts of issues. And it was the new motor that was bad. Well, I'm excited to have that fixed. Now we can move on to the next thing. And we have another functional vehicle for the winter. Although we just looked at the weather and it's supposed to be like 83, 84 degrees all week this week. So we don't even need the heat. but still, problem solved. And it was the easiest solution ever. Thank goodness. A couple of days ago, I started on this project. I cut off the front of this boat. There was like a little platform here. And I started making a cardboard CAD design to mount a bunch of lights up here on the front of the boat. I'm going to continue on with that project today and see if I can't get maybe some of the first metal cut to actually start building this thing. We're using the cardboard because it's a good, easy way to get a template, and then we'll be able to turn it into aluminum and weld it all together and build it onto the front of this boat. I think that could work. Let's go ahead and measure. So this is going to get a sheet of aluminum that fills this entire gap right here. So that's really what I'm measuring for right here. 11 inches at the biggest point, and then obviously it goes down from 11. What angle is this? I just happen to have, I think, the perfect piece of aluminum for this. It says National Sand Bass Festival. My neighbor works for the city, and when they change out their old signs, he gets them. Well, what works for me is they're aluminum. And so I said, hey, I'm working on my deck boat. Can I get a couple of those signs? And he said, sure thing. And so he got me a couple of them. So this, I wonder if we could build this entire contraption out of this one piece. We're going to try. Oh, shucks. That's not long enough because it actually needs to go, the aluminum needs to come under those. So I guess I could weld on an extra piece under there. Dang. Oh, this is 30 inches. This is the perfect width. So this should, in theory, actually work perfect. These rounded corners might be a little bit of an issue. This sign got ripped off of the, what is this sign? Yeah, that's beat up. Oh, that'll actually work perfect. Oh my gosh, I love it when something comes together. Now I've got to transfer this onto here to give myself the best idea of what this is going to turn into. That is what the front of the boat should look like. I'm interested to see if that's even close. We'll lay it on here upside down and get an idea for how far my angles are off. Holy Toledos! That seems almost bang on. Yes, 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 yes. I need to cut this out, which I'm a little bit worried about, but we're gonna give it a shot here and see if I can figure this out. Now, believe it or not, this is something new to me. I don't know if I haven't ever really worked with aluminum. I just bought this, gosh, I think it was like a $40 saw blade that is for cutting aluminum and for cutting aluminum only. And we're gonna see if it cuts this stuff good. I sure hope it does. The only problem I might run into is these battery powered saws, at least this one. It's pretty old and kind of worn out, so I hope it will do good enough that I'll be able to actually, have a quality cut and not have to fight the saw the whole time. Battery would help. I made a B-2 bomber, y'all. Let's see. Fingers crossed this is going to line up like I thought it will. That looks pretty dang fantastic. Oh my gosh. I need a second, this top piece. So this is the same, and if I cut it the same as this, or use this as a template, then I'll get it pretty dang close to exactly the same. Now we figure out how high we want this. I think what I want to do is actually mount at least the main light really quick to this, temporary. And that way I can know exactly how high I need to set this. I don't know how high the mount holds up off of the platform. Oh, I love the way that's coming together. This. So in order to do the back wall of this light, I've got to break out another sheet of metal. This one is even a little bit thicker than the one I got on here right now, which would be great. It'll give it a little bit more rigidity. But in order to use this, look at this. We got the old sign mounting brackets on there. So we've got to drill out a couple of rivets and see if we can drop that aluminum cage off of the back of it. Drill those rivets out, and now might be able to find a use for this frame somewhere. This is going to be the trickiest one we've got to do yet. I've got to bend this to match this same profile. No idea how I'm really going to do it, but we're gonna just start here and see what we can come up with. 36 divided by 2. Now, like I mentioned in that one video, aircraft maintenance, there's a whole bunch of calculations and deals you can do on this to make it literally dead on. It's kind of fun because you can draw it out and you can tell exactly where your bend is going to start and stop. I'm not going to go to the time to do that. We're just going to go with a line and call it good enough. Oh, it's a little... Woo! That is so perfect. So perfect. Let's go try it on the boat. So that fits like almost like a glove. I love the way that turned out. And I should be able to make this one piece. I'll make another bend here to get it around this corner. Obviously this is at an angle right here and there's round. So this is going to be a pain in the butt to shape. I'm not sure I'm going to do it yet, but I want to shape it so it fits really cleanly. But that all works really good. If we throw this top piece on here. Whoo, okay. See if I can get that to stay on there. So I wasn't sure if I liked how much of a gap we have on top here. I do need it for cooling, at least a little bit. So I think I'm going to leave it. And that also gives me the option to where when I'm riding the boat, I'm like, oh, the light needs to be up a little bit because it's shining too much on the boat and it's blocking some of the view. I can raise that up about 3/4 of an inch and get the light up off of the deck of the boat, which could potentially broadcast it a little bit further depending on the angle of the boat when it's actually running. So we're going to go with it. I think that's perfect. Let's go ahead and see if we can bend this on both sides to fill in this section here. And I'll about have this thing ready to shape and get welded together, at least tacked. So I was a little bit worried about this happening, and it kind of works out. But the sign actually cracked when I bent it. I bent it so tight that it actually cracked it. So work hardened it and cracked it. Not a big deal, because this corner piece is going to be such a pain to put together that it's a lot easier to take this piece and mess around with it and work it until I can get it to fit good. And pull this on and off and work with it. If I have to work with this big, huge piece, that's going to be a lot trickier. So I'll end up cutting the other side off, same as this one, and be able to weld it. But it's getting absolutely late in the night. I still got to edit this and post it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I love building, making something up in my mind and coming out here and working on it, and hope to do a lot more of it. So if you enjoy it, subscribe, follow us along. But thanks for watching, and we will see y'all tomorrow.